Hello, everyone. And it seems that we are in a day and age of censorship. We are in a day and age where big companies are telling us what we can and cannot say in our social spaces. YouTube removed the dislike counter on videos so that we cannot see what other people have disliked, and now Twitter has blocked all media pretty much. I'm not exaggerating. Pretty much all private media is now blocked. Against all criticism, against all negativity, against their entire community rejecting it. These companies like YouTube and Twitter have still pushed their own agenda forward because they don't care. They know that at the end of the day, we will still be using their platforms regardless of what they do or don't do. So why would they comply to our demands if at the end of the day we're still making them millionaires? Anyway, let's get right into it. Sharing images is an important part of photo experience on Twitter. People should have a choice in determining whether or not a photo is shared publicly. To that end, we are expanding the scope of our private information policy. This is a contradictory statement in itself, where they're saying sharing images is important, so let's stop it. Beginning today, we will not allow the sharing of private media, such as images or videos of private individuals, without their consent. So, you need that random person in the background of your picture, you would need their consent now to post that picture. That was a mistake, there we go. So let's unpack what this means. This is such... That's such a bad phrase. Let's unpack what this means. This isn't gonna end well. This policy update will help curb the misuse of media to harass, intimidate, and reveal the identities of private individuals. Now, this right here just seems like memes, like jokes and all that people use. This is totally an overstatement of what they're actually doing. This, on the other hand, I do agree with, but this should just be a moral staple by itself. The identities of private individuals, which disproportionately impacts women activists. Okay, and dissidents and members of the minority communities. Okay, this is riots. They're just talking about rioting. They're just talking. Are they talking about the extremist? I keep clicking. Are they talking about the extremist activists that are far worse than everyone else posting pictures on Twitter? And if so, is this to protect them? Images and videos that show people participating in public events. Oh, this would generally not violate this policy. Okay. To be clear, oh, that's not a good start either. We require a first-person report of the photo video in question or form of authorized representative. Oh boy. After we receive a report, that particular media will be reviewed. Oh my gosh. Who decides this? Context matters. Our existing private information policy includes many expectations in order to enable robust reporting on newsworthy events and conversations that are in the public interest. Well, we will take into consideration whether the image is publicly available and or is being covered by journalists. Okay. So Twitter is making themselves the end all be all. They're saying they will determine what can stay up and what won't stay up under their consideration, under what they think. Um, yeah, it's what they think. This sounds like it's. I don't know the entire story, and I'm pretty sure I can find it out pretty quick. But I kind of went in this with little knowledge and just reading this, just for this reason. It sounds like an event happened, a big event happened. Something they didn't like happened. The whole media, all this sounds like activists rioting, maybe, or sorry, activists and rioting, something about that. And now they want to shut it down. First we got YouTube, now we got Twitter. You think that after the whole Tumblr situation that happened a few years ago, they would learn? Well, let's Let's read it. Lots of potential confusion with this new policy. Note, I did not get my friend's permission to post this. So is this prohibited? Who does the flag? How will this work? Good questions. It's true. You do not have enough staff to enforce this review. Fair Twitter has been also known that they can't even keep up with normal complaints, let alone this. Does this mean people are no longer going to be able to share videos or images of police? Oh, or of racists abusing people? Okay, that's a good point, and this probably falls into it too. So, this is to protect police. There was a situation not too long ago where I forget where it was. It was in Europe somewhere, where you're not allowed to film the police anymore. This could be a direct reference to that, or at least in that area. So now you're saying that the video of the murder of George Floyd would violate your safety standards. This is getting deep. I don't know how much of this is controversy or not, or like conspiracy or not, but this is all true. It's all real. This is what would happen. This is, okay, more police brutality. So hypothetically, of course, would this new policy allow the January 6th rioters, like I said, to object to the videos and images of them rioting? Ooh. So he's saying that the rioters could use this to get out of out of the images that they've been rioting in. Because this new policy seems like people are up to no good will avoid getting caught. Exactly. That's what I said too. They're going to avoid getting caught. You can't post something of, like they said up there, of cops misusing their power, of people misusing their power in their communities. You can't post that anymore without their consent. And do you think they're going to allow you to post that? Absolutely not. Since most memes and GIFs involve pictures of private people who haven't given their permission to use their photo video for that purpose, are memes and GIFs now banned from your platform? Yes. I'm going to say yes, because that seems like what they're targeting when they said that whole let's unpack statement. I don't like that statement. And we got people pushing the boundaries already. Try not recording yourself on what? Okay, so there's a lot of the January 6th participants here in the rioting, so I'm assuming something happened there. Like I said, I purposefully didn't research this, so I can come in here as somebody who was unaware of the Twitter drama here. In other news, Elon Musk tells SpaceX employees that the Star's detention crisis is creating a risk to bankruptcy. Okay, well, that's not kind of related to this at all. Okay, so this is a lot to unpack here. Pretty much what this means is that private individuals who commit crimes cannot be publicly defamed for it. They cannot be put in the spotlight. You cannot have a trend of someone doing something immoral because it would violate their policy. You see someone, a cop, for instance, let's say that, abusing their power. You cannot go to the police department, so you've trended on Twitter like what always happens. But now that's no longer an option. YouTube, that's not really an option for either. I mean, let's be honest. YouTube would get rid of that, demonetize it, censor it, whatever they had to do. This is crazy, especially right after the whole YouTube removes dislikes. It feels like this is connected. It feels like we're in an entire opinion shutdown right now. And I feel like this whole situation needs more attention than it's getting. We're in an entire social shutdown where the community cannot express their opinions, only the big business can. Here, Twitter is even saying that they're in charge of what they feel should and should not be put on their platform. And yeah, that's it. That's all.